pretty fun.
We love a special day.
Okay, I love a special day. This is the best part of my week. So, what do you think? Okay.
Let's be really good listeners.
So, as we start, I am just interested. How many of you guys like to read? Do you like to read? Yeah? Everybody likes to read. How many of you like somebody to read to you? That is my favorite. So I have to tell you, my children are all grown up now. They're big adults. They're probably the age of your teacher. But my favorite thing ever in the world was reading to them. So you're making me feel so happy by inviting me to read to you. Okay, everybody ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Well, Hop on Pop. Who wrote Hop on Pop?
Dr. Seuss.
Absolutely. Good job. Because it's important to know.
All these stories.
Absolutely. It's important to know your favorite authors. What's an author? Yes.
An author is like a person that illustrates and writes.
Illustrates and writes?
An author?
An author, right?
She said
I know, but that's us Maine people and how we say our R's, I think. Okay, so the author is Dr. Seuss. Okay, here we go, everybody. Watch the pictures, too. Up, pop. Pop is up. Cup, pop. Pop in cup. Pop, cup. Cup on pop. Mouse, house. Mouse on house. House, mouse. House on mouse. All tall. We all are tall, right? I'm tall. All small. We all are small. All ball. We all play ball. Ball wall. Up on a wall.
tongue.
All fall, it is. All fall. Fall off the wall. It's a rhyming book. Day play. We play all day. Night fight. We fight all night. I hope not. He, me. He is after me. Him, Jim. Jim is after him. CB, we see a bee. CB3, now we see 3. Three, 3 fish in a tree. Fish in a tree? How can that be? Red, red, they call me Red. Red bed, I am in bed. Red, Ned, Ted, and Ed in bed. Pat, Pat, they call him Pat. Pat sat. Pat sat on a hat. Pat cat. Pat sat on a cat. Pat bat. Pat sat on a bat. No, Pat, no. Don't sit on that. What's that?
Sit on that.
A cactus. Ouch. Ouch. Ouchie. Oh, sad. Sad. Dad. Bad had. Dad is sad. Very, very sad. He had a bad day. What a day Dad had. Thing, thing. What is that thing? Thing, sing. That thing can sing. Song long. A long, long song. Goodbye thing, you sing too long. Walk, walk, we like to walk. Walk, talk, we like to talk. Hop, pop, we like to hop. We like to hop on top of Pop. Stop, you must not hop on Pop. Mr. Brown, Mrs. Brown, Mr. Brown, upside down. Pop up, Brown down. Pop is down. Where is Brown? Where is Brown? There is Brown. Mr. Brown is out of town. Back black. Brown came back. Brown came back with Mr. Black.
Mr. Black.
Snack, snack, eat a snack. Eat a snack with Brown and Black.
You know, brown is really not that.
Jump, bump, he jumped, he bumped. Fast, past, he went past, fast. Went, tent, sent, he went into the tent. I sent him out of the tent. Wet, get, two dogs get wet. Help, yelp, they yelp for help. Hill, will went uphill. Will, hill, still. Will is uphill still. Father, mother, sister, brother. That one is my other brother. My brothers read a little bit. Little words like if and it. My father can read big words too, like Constantinople and Timbuktu. Try those two with me. Those are huge words. Constantinople and Timbuktu. Great job, everybody. Say, say. What does this say? See, he, me, we, pat, pop, pop. He, three, tree, bee, top, hop, stop. Ask me tomorrow, but not today. Oh, what a great story, right? Yeah. And what kind of a book, someone said this, what kind of words fill this book up?
Tongue twister.
Tongue twisters. And if I say hop, pop, what kind of words are those two? They rhyme, right? Lots of rhyming words there. Okay. Shall we read the foot book too?
Yeah.
Do we have time? Okay. Will everybody put yourself so you can see the book too? Be comfortable, but make sure you can see the pictures, okay? Right? Okay, that's a favorite for us. Okay, the foot book by Dr. Seuss. Can everybody see where you are?
Yeah.
The pictures are part of the fun, right? Left foot, left foot. Move your left foot. Can you move your left foot? How about right foot, right? Yeah, that's fun. We sort of get a little exercise here. Feet in the morning, feet at night. Left foot, left foot, left foot, right. Let's do it. Left foot, left foot, left foot, right. Wet foot, dry foot, high foot, low foot. Good job. Front feet, back feet, red feet, black feet. Lots more rhyming words. Left foot, right foot, feet, feet, feet. Let's do it. Left foot, right foot, feet, feet, feet. Good job. How many, many feet you meet? Do you meet feet? Slow feet. Quick feet. Trick feet. Do something tricky, I don't know. Trick feet. Sick feet. What do sick feet look like, right? Sick feet. Yeah. Up feet. Down feet. Here come clown feet. What's a clown foot look like? Really big and everything, right? Walking big, yeah. Oh, you have to do clown feet standing up? Okay. Okay, now back down, everybody, because it's time to be small feet. Be small feet. And then make them big feet. Here come pink feet.
That's very small.
His feet, her feet. Okay, let's do that. His feet, just the guys, his feet. Guys, can you do feet? His feet. Now, ladies, her feet. Ladies, her feet, yes. Fuzzy fur feet. In the house and on the street. How many, many feet you meet. Do you meet feet when you walk down the street? Silly Dr. Seuss. Up in the air feet. Up in the air feet. Over a chair feet. Oh, I gotta be careful on that one. More and more feet. Let's all show those feet. More and more feet. More and more of them. 24 feet. I wonder, could we count our feet? Okay, if I start out, we'll keep going around and let's keep counting, okay? 24 feet here. What about us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Awesome job. Awesome job.
More feet than here.
Who has more feet? Dr. Seuss's book or our class? Our class. Here come more and more and more feet. So when you go out for recess, more and more and more feet going out to recess. Oh, lots of feet, right? Okay, let's finish strong, everybody. Left foot. Right foot. Feet, feet, feet. Oh, how many feet you meet. And that does it. Good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be after recess. Is there more books we can read?
It's kind of sunny and kind of warm.
Can we read more books?
I think I'm going to have to turn that back to your teacher.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye and thank you.
Thank you. It was wonderful being with you. Have a wonderful Read Across America Day.
Okay, well, I'm going to read you this book, and then maybe we'll have a chance afterwards to chat a little bit and ask some questions. Does that sound good? All right, let's get started. Hello, goodbye window. Nana and Poppy live in a big house in the middle of town. There's a brick path that goes to the back porch, but before you get there, you pass right by a kitchen window. That's the hello goodbye window. It looks like a regular window, but it's not. The kitchen is where Nana and Poppy are most of the time. So you can climb up on the flour barrel and tap the window. Then duck down, they won't know you did it. Or you can press your face against the glass and frighten them. If they're not in the kitchen, you can't do any of those things and you have to wait until the next time. If they see you first, they wave and make silly faces. Sometimes Nana peekaboos me, which always makes me laugh. So I get a lot of extra fun and hellos before I even get inside. Just look at the kitchen. It's so big. It has a table you can color on and lots of drawers to take stuff out of and play with. But you can't touch anything under the sink. You could get very sick. There are shelves full of glass jars with lots of everything in them. A step stool so I can wash my hands. And all kinds of pictures from the olden days. Nana says she even used to give me a bath in the sink when I was little.
That
Really?
happened to me. I did that when I was in hot.
I bet you did. You know, I even got a bath in the sink.
Me too. I would get the little baby when I did that.
Sometimes Poppy plays with his harmonica for me. He can only play one song, Oh Susanna, but he can play it in a lot of different ways. He can play it slow or fast, or he can play it sitting down or standing up. He says he can even play it and drink a glass of water at the same time, but I've never seen him do that.
Oh my God.
When I stay over, we have our supper in the kitchen too, and when it's dark outside, we can look at our reflection in the window. It works just like a mirror, except it's not in the bathroom, and it looks like we're outside looking in. Poppy says, "What are you doing out there? You come right in and have your dinner." And I say, "But I'm here with you, Poppy." And then he looks at me in his funny way. Just before I go up to bed, Nana turns off all the lights, and we stand by the window and say goodbye, and we say goodnight to the stars. Do you know how many stars there are? Neither do I, but she knows them all.
6,100 million.
In the morning, the first place we go is back to the kitchen, and there's the window waiting for us. You can look out and say good morning to the garden, or see if it's going to rain or be nice. And you can see if the dog next door is doing stuff in Nana's flower beds. She hates that. Sometimes Poppy says in a real loud voice, "Hello world, what have you got for us today?" Nobody ever answers, but he doesn't care. Poppy makes breakfast. He says it's his specialty. My favorite is oatmeal with bananas and raisins that you can't see because he hides them down inside. I find them all. When I get dressed, I help Nana in the garden. It's a very nice garden, but there's a tiger who lives behind a big bush in the back, so I don't ever go there. I ride my bike too. Not in the street, please. Or collect sticks and acorns. Not in the house, please. Or just kick my ball around. Sometimes when it's hot, Poppy chases me with a hose and I yell, "Stop it, Poppy, stop."
That's what my mom did.
When he does, I ask him to do it again. Nana just shakes her head. When I get tired, I come in and take my nap. And nothing happens until I get up. Then sometimes I just sit by the hello goodbye window and watch. Nana says it's magic window, and nobody can come along when you least expect it. Tyrannosaurus Rex, he's extinct, so he doesn't come around much. The pizza delivery guy, pepperoni and cheese, he knows that's my favorite. The Queen of England, Nana is English, you know, so the Queen likes to come over for tea. They all could come, and a lot more if they want, and if they do, I'll see them first.
Cheese pizza is my favorite too.
Mommy and Daddy pick me up after work. I'm glad because I know we're going home, but it makes me sad too because I have to leave Nana and Poppy. You can be happy and sad at the same time, you know. It just happens that way sometimes. When we leave, we always stop at the window to blow kisses goodbye. When you look from the outside, Nana and Poppy's house has lots of windows, but there's only one hello goodbye window, and it's right where you need it. when I get my own house someday, I'm going to have a special hello goodbye window too. By that time, I might be a Nana myself. I don't know who the Poppy will be, but I hope he can play the harmonica. Very nice. That's really cool. That's a great story. And I know this. Many of you probably have a Nana and a Poppy that you spend a lot of time with, and maybe it's not Nana and Poppy, but it's probably Grandma and Grandpa or.
Grammy and a Pops and a Nana.
That's right. But this is what I'd like you to do. When you visit your Nana and Poppy, or your Grandma and Grandpa, is when you go over there and you see the hello, goodbye window and you have fun there, there's something very important that I want you to ask them. You can do this for me, right? I want you to ask them to show you their smoke detector. Can you do that? When you go see them, I want you to ask them to show you where the smoke detector is, and I want you to ask them to make it make noise and see that it works, because that's really, really, really important.
I already know that one word.
Yeah, we really.
It's been beeping forever because my dad just put a battery in.
Right. So this is what I want you to take from this story and do for me, is when you go to your Nana and Poppy's house, you ask them to show you the smoke detector and ask them to test it so it makes noise. And if it doesn't work, I want you to ask them to replace it. And you know why? It's because you really love them and you want them to be safe. So I want everybody to do that for me today. Okay?
I'm not going to my nanny.
But I want you, the next time you go, I want you to do that for me, okay?
I got a question.
Thank you.
I got a question.
Well, it's nice to see everybody. You having a good day?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do we like Mondays? Back to school?
Yeah.
Anybody do anything fun this weekend?
Oh,
What'd you do?
I went to my basketball game.
The basketball game. You play a basketball player? Nice. What'd you do?
I went to pick up my Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookies. Did you bring some with you today?
I don't think so.
No? Yeah.
I got to play hockey.
Hockey. Nice. Good for you. It was a beautiful weekend for hockey, huh? Perfect. How about you, buddy?
I went sledding.
Sledding. You guys had a great time this weekend.
I selling Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, nice. I know I'm going to get some Girl Scout cookies here. No doubt about it. Yes, sir.
I went to Boston.
Boston. That's pretty fun. What'd you do in Boston?
I went to a hotel.
Went to a hotel? Nice. Good for you. Yeah.
I went to my friend's birthday, which is what was mini bowling.
Oh, sweet. That's always fun. The little balls?
Oh,
Yeah?
no, I wasn't
Nice. How about you, buddy?
I went sledding with him and we did this really weird sledding thing. Like,
You did a weird
we
sledding
piled on
thing?
the air tube.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. So you were fast then, right? Nice. Well, that's good. Well, then we're back to school on Monday. School's a very important place to be.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun. I know it's tough to stay focused on what you're doing sometimes, but it's very, very important that we do
Last
that.
week was like the first full week we've had in a long
I
time.
know. A lot of snow days, huh?
Lots and lots of snow days. So we were like tired last week because we weren't used to being in school for 5 days.
Yeah.
But we're back at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we're turning the corner out here. It's things I shouldn't say that probably,
Yeah,
but
I know.
I think we're turning the corner. Yeah.
Is your work fun?
I love my job, absolutely. I mean, what kind of job do you have where I get a chance to come out and one of the very first things I do on a Monday morning is come out and speak to a class like this? So that's pretty fun, right? Can't beat that. And then when we're not doing fun stuff like this out in the community, we get a chance to chase bad guys and girls out there
On the
and try to
fair.
make the community a safer place.
And,
So we love that.
Do you know Toby have coffee?
What's that?
Do you know Toby have coffee?
I'm not a big coffee person, but I know there are a lot of police officers that do, absolutely.
And teachers too, to be
Yeah,
fair. Okay.
absolutely. So what do we think? So today's a very special day, right? Read Across America. Have you had any other folks come in yet?
Well, it's sort of an annual event.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
each year, these guys, when they were in kindergarten and first grade, have had other guest readers.
Mhm.
But usually it's just one guest reader for a class.
Yep.
So you are our special guest reader today.
Awesome. I think I've been coming out to the hall school the last 2 or 3 years to read. And most of the time it's been for kindergarten classes.
Oh, really young.
So that's cool. This
Did
is
any
always
of you
good.
guys ever meet Chief Sauschuck in the past when you were in kindergarten or first grade? Does anybody?
Did I read in your class before?
He's thinking maybe.
I got a half. A half.
Maybe sort of.
Is that what that is? Is that maybe?
I don't know.
You're not sure? All right. Well, great. Well, I love reading Dr. Seuss books. Anybody here read this one before? Green Eggs and Ham?
I have it at my house.
You have it at your house? It's pretty popular? Good
Oh,
one?
yeah, it's a popular one.
Perfect.
We always say there's certain books we love hearing over and over again.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
fine with it.
Absolutely. You can't go wrong with Green Eggs and Ham.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Green Eggs and Ham. So we ready to get started? I think I'm borrowing Rachel's book.
I know. Yeah,
I think
books come from all different places.
That's okay. I'm good with that. Dr. Seuss, it's a little funky little character, right? It's pretty funny looking. And green eggs and ham. Anybody ever have a green egg?
Oh,
You have a green egg?
last year.
Really?
Yeah, I did too.
I am missing out. I'm gonna have to get myself a green egg here.
We were in too. Yeah, we died in the ham.
You died though.
Yeah.
Ah. Alrighty. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's get this party started. I am Sam. I am Sam. He looks very confused. Looks like me some days. I don't know. Sam, I am. That Sam I am, that Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Looks mad. Looks very upset. He's having a rough time. Do you like green eggs and ham? And so you've had a green egg. Did you like it? Was it good? Oh, we get one of these. Is that so-so? Yeah, not really sure? Yeah? 2 thumbs up. I like that.
Tastes like a regular egglets.
Yeah, it's just green, right? Yeah, it's just dyed. So do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. He's like, stop. Ever see a police officer say stop?
Yeah.
Like, stop. That's what he's doing. Stop. Nope, I don't like it. Would you like them here or there? That's pretty cool. I don't remember that. The big long hands. I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. So he's not going to have any lunch. He's walking away. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? Anybody want green eggs and ham with a mouse?
I would.
You want to do that?
I would.
Yeah? You think so? You got a rodent? You get a little mouse that you're going to eat with? Okay, I got you. I got you. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam I am. This guy's a bummer. Does not like anything. Right? He doesn't like a whole lot here. Not a big ham fan either. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Anybody ever see a fox before? You guys have seen foxes, right? They're pretty cool, right?
I have one of my I have a fox in my nana's backyard.
You got a fox in your nana's back, so they're going to eat in a box with a fox.
I think I'm hanging from a tree.
Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there, or I would eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam I am. Stomping off, all very angry. Would you, could you, in a car, eat them, here they are. So now he's going to chase them down with a green eggs and ham. I would not, could not, in a car. Now this looks dangerous. Any seatbelts here? Are they wearing seatbelts? No, they should be wearing seatbelts, right?
Even the mouse.
And he looks like he's speeding. There you go.
You get a ticket.
You may not, you may like them, you will see, you may like them in a tree. So now the car is driving up the side of the tree.
That's
Very unsafe? All right, you're right.
The tree breaks.
Going very fast up the tree. I would not, could not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. So he's just saying, hey, leave me alone as they're dangling off the tree. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. Boy, doesn't like any of that stuff. Uh-oh. Off flying off the tree. Heading for the train. A train, a train, a train, a train. Could you, would you, on a train?
Or in midair.
Yeah, or in midair? Maybe that's on the next page. Oh, wow. So now they got the car right on top of the train. That's pretty wild. Not on a train, not in a tree, not in a car. Sam, let me be. I would not, could not in a box. I could not, would not with a fox. I will not eat them with a mouse. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. So we're narrowing it down. Apparently this guy does not want green eggs and ham. Oh, now it's dark. Anybody here scared of the dark? A little bit? A little bit? Okay, maybe I'm the only one. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, now we're in a tunnel. Say, in the dark, here in the dark, would you, could you, in the dark? I would not, could not, in the dark. So the ham's actually glowing in the dark there a little bit. A green ham. Who's ever heard of that? Oh, back out in the sunlight. Would you, could you, in the rain? I would not, could not in the rain. Not in the dark, not on a train. Not in a car, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see. Not in a house, not in a box. Not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I don't know. He's going to have lunch out in the rain. That's pretty funny. You do not like them, green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam, I am. This is scary right here. How many people have been on a train before? That's pretty cool, huh?
I don't like 18.
Anybody ever take a train to Boston? You said you went to Boston? Have you done that?
I went to New York.
You did New York on a train? Nice. All right, we're flying down here. We got a train. We got a car. Could you, would you, with a goat? I would not, could not with a goat. My goodness, now there's a goat in the car.
That's just weird. A goat pops out of nowhere.
All of a sudden there's a goat in the car, right?
It pops out of nowhere.
Would you, could you on a boat? Oh, so now we got a train with a car on top of it heading for a boat.
I'm probably gonna explode.
Uh-oh, this is the long one. Are we ready? I could not, would not on a boat. I will not with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. So now we're actually stuck in.
It's turning into a submarine.
It's just crazy. There are people flying all over the place. There's a fox out here. There's a goat up in the air.
I'm driving against the driver.
Right here and over here.
Oh, it's
Wow.
His steering wheel.
Yeah,
He starts to
That's right. He took the steering wheel with him, right?
So now it's gonna sink.
Uh-oh, now we're in the water. I do not like green eggs and ham. Everybody like to go swimming? Yeah? Anybody want to go swimming today? Well, everybody's swimming. This is like Sebago Lake. Everybody just fell in the water, right? I don't know what we're doing there.
That would be awesome.
I do not like them, Sam, I am. He's even talking under the water here. That's pretty special.
He breathes.
Oh boy. You do not like them, so you say. Try them, and you may. Try them, and you may, I say. So he's never had green eggs and ham. So how does he know he doesn't like them?
Yeah.
Right?
I always
He's got to
try
try it first.
Yeah. Always try it before you say I don't like
That's right. You can't just say I don't like it unless you know.
it. Maybe.
Now he's all wet, looking a little confused. Sam, if you will let me be, I will try them. You will see. So now he's been after him this whole time. Right now he's going to give up. He said, okay, if you let me alone, I'll go ahead and try it for you. And everybody's ready to witness this. Even the mouse is in the water. Oh boy, here we go. So now that we're gearing up here, this is a green egg. Everybody's watching. Oh, his big smile. Say, I like green eggs and ham. I do. I like them, Sam, I am. And I would eat them in a boat, and I would eat them with a goat. I don't know if I'd eat them with a goat. What do you think? No, maybe? Who knows? So now everybody's smiling. Now he's tried it. Actually gave it a try. And I will eat them in the rain, and in the dark, and on a train, and in a car, and in a tree. They are so good you see. So now everybody's friendly. Everybody's walking, everybody's smiling. So I will eat them in a box, and I will eat them with a fox, and I will eat them in a house, and I will eat them with a mouse. And I will eat them here and there. Say, I will eat them anywhere. I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam, I am. Is that the end?
Yeah.
That is the end. Nice job. Good work.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, so are you guys ready to see the book that I chose to read today? Yes? It's called Cat in the Clouds. How many of you have cats?
Is it cat? I don't have
Cat. You don't have a cat? I don't have a cat either.
I don't have any.
No, not Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Clouds. Have you guys heard
I
of...
don't have any animals.
Raise your hands if you want to talk, and I'll call on you, but I'm going to read the book in just a minute. But I want to know, show of hands, how many of you guys have heard of Mount Washington before? A few of you, yeah. It's one of the tallest peaks in the Northeast, and I used to live up there on the mountain, and this was our cat that lived with us. So my friend actually wrote this book about the cat that lived in the clouds with us. All right. Cat in the Clouds by Eric Pinder.
That was your friend's name?
Yep. And the cat's name is Nin. Nin showed up on the doorstep one day looking for a place to stay. He brushed against Mark's leg and jumped right into Susan's lap. We already have 2 cats, Susan said. Nin just purred and fell asleep. Nin loved Susan and Mark, but he and the other 2 cats did not get along. They had to share a dinner bowl. They had to share the sofa. Most of all, they had to share Mark and Susan. There were 3 cats now, but Mark and Susan still only had 2 laps. The cats had to take turns sitting, purring, and being petted. Nin wasn't used to sharing. He had always been an only cat. Maybe I'll take Nin to Mount Washington, said Mark. Mount Washington is a cold, snowy mountain, but high on the summit, you'll find a warm, safe observatory. Only a few people live there. They study the weather. How deep is the snow? How fast does the wind blow? How cloudy is the sky? Every other week, Mark lived at the observatory, high above the clouds. The mountain can be a lonely place in the winter, he said. I bet a cat would be welcome there. It was a damp, gray day when Nin and Mark drove to Mount Washington. Nin couldn't sit still. He tried to hop on Mark's lap. Not while I'm driving, said Mark. Nin jumped in the back seat and watched as the spruce trees, the lakes, and the hills raced by. They drove out of Vermont and into New Hampshire. Looming in the distance, Nin saw the snow-capped peak, Mount Washington. There's Nin. It was cold and snowy and blustery at the bottom of Mount Washington. Nin, Mark, and the rest of the crew crowded into the back of the snow tractor. For hours, the tractor shoved aside towering snowdrifts. Rime covered the windows so Nin couldn't see outside. Neither could the driver. The fog and the blowing snow were too thick. The snow tractor had to stop and wait. The road to the summit curved around the top of a great ravine, and no one wanted to risk falling over the edge. The snow tractor was a noisy, bumpy, uncomfortable machine. Nin sat in people's laps, but he was not purring anymore. He wanted the trip to end. At last, the fog cleared and a building appeared, the observatory. Everyone jumped out of the cold snow tractor and into the warm building. Nin wanted to explore this strange new place. Everywhere he found his new sights, new smells, and new faces. As people unzipped their parkas and pulled off their gloves, hats, goggles, and scarves, Nin wandered away. Where did he go? The crew didn't know. Do you see him there, exploring?
He's looking for stuff.
Yeah, he's checking out his new home.
I want to be like
Nin did not go far. He found a room full of beeping computers and blinking lights. A ladder led up to the ceiling where one of the tiles was ajar. What was up there? Quick as a flash, Nin bounded up the ladder and through the hole. That's silly.
How did he go up there?
Thump, 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 he climbed a ladder. In the next room, Mark and the crew drank hot chocolate and talked about the weather. They heard noises overhead.
How did he?
The ceiling tiles jiggled. What's that? Said Mark. Is that a rat? Someone else asked. Suddenly, Nin peeked down at them. He wanted to join the conversation too. Nin liked to watch the meteorologists work.
Who is him?
Every hour they climbed up the tall tower to knock ice off the weather instruments. Nin went too, as far as he dared. He hopped from step to step all the way up the metal ladder to the cold room, right up to the wooden door that led outside. He wouldn't go farther. Beyond that door, the winds roared. Chunks of ice hurled across the sky. Mark and the others had to clear the ice without Nin's help. When the wind howled stronger than a hurricane, Nin's new friends played a game. They tried to walk all the way around the observation deck without being swept off their feet. Most of them fell down. They had to crawl back to the door. Some sat on sleds and held out their arms like sails. Strong gusts pushed them like hockey pucks across the deck. What fun! Nin stayed safe inside the tower door. He was too small and light to play in the wind. Do you see him right there? Staying safe out of the strong wind?
No.
Little cat, right there.
I saw yesterday Mount Washington when I was on a big tower and I was on a big mountain.
Yeah. It's a tall one. Nin liked to sit by the windows and watch the ravens soar. He watched a red fox trot across the snow. Once he even saw a bear. On calm days, he padded outside, but he didn't go far. The cold ice hurt his paws. Spring followed winter, the fog cleared, the snow melted, except for a few patches gleaming in the sun, and Nin saw other mountains far down the trail. Two of the crew, Matt and Jake, hiked down to Mount Clay. Nin followed them. Meow, meow, wait for me. Nin's going for a hike.
He's going for a hunt. He's going for a hunt.
He's gonna go for a hike.
Not a hunt.
Nin sniffed at little white flowers. He marched over hard boulders and soft moss and lichens. At the top of the great gulf, he gazed down at a tiny lake far, far below. Nin shivered in the breeze, but he was happy to hike with them, exploring other peaks above the clouds. Jake let Nin drink some water from a canteen, then they all walked back to the observatory.
I can't see.
The next day, on a cool and breezy morning, the Mount Washington Auto Road opened its gate. Tourists and cars drove up to the summit. Hundreds of people rode up the cog railway. The first ones off the train were Sally, her mother, and her little brother Pete. Look, Mom, Sally said, a cat on the mountain. A mountain lion? Asked Pete. No, Sally said, too small to be a mountain lion and too friendly. Nin rubbed against Sally's legs and purred. "Can we take him with us?" "He must belong to someone," said Pete. Sally crossed her arms. "Cats don't belong to anybody. They're their own." "But he must have a home." "Surely not here on the mountain," said their mother. "But where?" Nin lifted his tail and strolled inside the Sherman Adams building. Sally, Pete, and their mother followed. They followed Nin past the picnic tables, past the gift shops full of t-shirts, postcards, and little toy moose, past the ranger's booth and the line of hikers. They walked to the end of the building and they came to the observatory. "Here's where they study the weather," said Sally's mom. "Hello," said the weather observer. "Would you like a tour? Let's go inside," said Sally and Pete. And there's Nin. Nin walked back outside. He lay in the sun. The wind was cool, but the sun heated the boulders. He found a nice warm rock and took a nap. Around him, visitors walked and talked and gawked at the view. Many shivered in the breeze. They were used to the warm weather below. They hadn't thought they would need jackets, but when they saw Nin, they forgot about how chilly they were. "Ooh, look, a cat," they said, "on a mountaintop. How strange is that?" Nin had never seen so many people. They all liked to pet him and smile at him and tell him how handsome he was. There was plenty of laps and no other cats. Soon the sun began to set and the tourists drove down the mountain. Nin ran back inside to the observatory. Downstairs in the kitchen, the meteorologists were talking about the weather again. "A cold front is coming through tomorrow," one person said. Nin didn't know what a cold front was. He just enjoyed the company. Nin jumped up onto Mark's chair and fell asleep. He had found a nice home here on the mountain. He decided to stay. And that's the end.
Great, thank you.
You guys were very good. Thank you so much.
So one of the things you guys know about me is what? My name is Mr. Waltz and I am
The principal
of Deering High School. I say that with great pride. Do any of you have big brothers and sisters that go to Deering High School? You do?
Carrie.
Carrie what?
Carrie Sullivan.
Aha, I know Carrie.
Yeah. Do you know Drew McKenzie?
I do.
You know Yaya?
I do know Yaya. He's a fast runner, right? For long distance.
He lives in Seven.
Yeah, he does. Today, I'm going to tell you something else about me. 2 years ago, I went to Japan. And I lived in Japan for the summer. And I taught English there to 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. And while I was there, I really liked reading the Japanese, this isn't English, but Japanese folk tales. All right, so I'm going to read you a story from Japan today.
This is perfect. We're studying traditional literature.
Oh, you are?
So folk tales and stories from other countries fits right in.
And these two monsters on here on the cover, they're called Oni. Oni. All right? In a lot of Japanese literature, they have a lot of monsters named Oni. All right? So there is a monster in there. And there's some other characters in the book. You know what a character is? Look at the cover and tell me who else do you think are characters in this book? They are doing such a good job raising their hands. You look so proud. Who else might be a character?
A monkey and a dog.
A monkey and a dog.
A bird.
A bird.
And a human.
And a boy, a human. All right, here we go. You ready? It won't scare you, will you?
The monsters.
With monsters?
I'm not even scared of it.
All right, here we go. This is a great book. Did you know I got this book?
Yeah. Japan.
I did not buy it in Japan. I got it from the
Library. Library in Japan.
Hall School Library. Ooh, so if you like it, you could get it to read.
I can.
Are we ready?
Yes.
A long time ago, in the land of Japan, there lived an old couple. They were very poor, but they did not wish for gold or fine clothes. They only wished for one thing. They longed for a child. So when I finish reading the page, I'm going to go like this, and you're going to all strain your eyes to see the illustrations.
So they really wanted a child, but all they had were 2 chickens to keep them company.
At the moment, you ready? We are getting old, said the man. Soon I will not be able to work. Who will look after us? Who will protect us from the wicked Oni monsters?
The chickens.
I wish we had a son, said the woman. Wishes can't take care of us, said the old man sadly. Then off he went to cut wood.
Soon his back's gonna break.
What do you think he was cutting wood for? Fire, for heat maybe, and cooking?
I know.
Right. The old woman went to the river to wash clothes. She rubbed the clothes on a rock. Squish, squish, squish. With every squish, the old woman said, I wish, I wish, I wish. After a while, she rested. She was tired of washing and wishing.
You should have kept wishing.
Wishing.
There's something.
It's a peach.
It's the boy, maybe.
Peach boy. We'll find out in just a minute. That's good predicting.
I know.
Suddenly she saw something strange floating in the river. It was a huge peach. The woman picked up the peach and brought it home. Not what I wished for, she said, but it was a beautiful peach.
The peach boy. The peach boy is in the
It's like an egg. I can eat it.
That's a good question. The old man thought so too. Such a peach, he cried. It will last us a week. Let's cut it open right now. The old woman put a knife into it. She started to cut the peach. Stop, cried a voice. Do not harm me. The voice came from inside the peach. What was her wish for? Ah.
It's like an egg.
It does look like a big egg. The old couple couldn't believe their ears. Then the peach split in half. Out jumped a baby boy. Now they couldn't believe their eyes. The baby said, I am a gift from God. God heard your wishes. I will be your son.
That doesn't look like
So clear the hair.
Yeah? The old couple was happy. At last they had a child. We'll call you Momotaro. Momotaro. They said it was a good name because Momotaro means peach boy. While Momotaro was growing up, the Oni monsters stole from his village. Everyone was afraid of them, but no one was willing to fight them. Momotaro said, someday I will.
What a brave boy.
What a brave boy.
Especially like me. I'll go on with my
He's growing up quickly, isn't he? Yeah. Now look at him. When he was 15 years old, he spoke with his parents. It's time I helped you in my village. He said, I will free our land of the wicked Oni monsters who steal our things and frighten our people. While I was in Japan, I get to learn to eat with chopsticks every day, even breakfast.
Well, you learn quickly.
Yeah, or else I would lose a lot of weight.
Well, guess what?
Here we go. You ready? The odd couple was worried, but proud of Momotaro too. They agreed he could go. Be strong, my son, said the old man, and he gave Momotaro his sword. Be careful, said the old woman, and she gave him a bag of dumplings. I'll come back soon, Momotaro promised. Dumplings.
sounds one of those things inside dumpling.
Momotaro, good memory. Momotaro had not gone far when he met a hungry dog. The dog growled. Here, have a dumpling, said Momotaro. The dog quickly ate the dumpling and asked, Where are you going? To fight the Oni monster, said Momotaro. Then I'll help you, said the dog.
Dog will talk?
Yeah.
Dog could talk. It's because maybe
You know this is fiction, right?
it's because it's traditional literature.
They walked a long way. Through the woods, the dog spotted a monkey and began to bark. Where are you going? Asked the monkey. To fight the Oni monster, said Momotaro. Let me help, said the monkey. Come along, said Momotaro, and he gave the monkey a dumpling. So he's sharing his dumpling. Momotaro led the way, followed by the dog and the monkey. They walked a long way. At last they saw the fort where the Oni monsters lived.
They took the people.
I think this is where they're gonna meet the bird.
You bet. It's good predicting. It's a big house, isn't it? Suddenly a hawk flew over them. "Where are you going?" he cried. "To fight the Oni monsters," said Momotaro. "Let me help," said the hawk. "Come along," said Momotaro, and he gave the hawk a dumpling.
How much the hawk?
He had a whole bag of dumplings, didn't he? So far he's giving one to the dog, one to the monkey, and one to the hawk. So he's giving 3 so far. Yeah. You ready for the battle? You're going to be brave enough?
Maybe.
Here we go. When they reached the fort, they saw the huge Oni monsters looking down from the walls. "We've come to fight you," shouted Momotaro. The Oni monsters laughed. A boy, a dog, a monkey, and a hawk. They roared with laughter. "We'll squash you like fleas."
I mean, like bugs.
Fleas are kind of hard to squash.
Yeah.
Way too
While they were laughing, the hawk flew over the walls. He dived at the monsters' heads. He clawed and he pecked them. And Oni tried to hit him, but the hawk was too fast.
Probably hit another Oni monster.
Yes.
There's 3 people left, so there might be 3. The boy can defeat the.
We'll see.
think that
You keep that in your mind. You ready? Here we go. The monkey ran to the gate. She climbed up and opened it while the hawk pecked at the monsters. A huge Oni grabbed the monkey. She tried to get away, but the Oni was too strong.
The monkey can just kick in his feet.
Oh yeah.
Momotaro and the dog dashed inside the fort. The dog bit the Oni's leg. The Oni let the monkey go. Another Oni rushed up. Momotaro stopped him with his sword. Yep, his father gave him a sword, remember? All together, Momotaro yelled, "Attack the Oni monsters!" The hawk pecked their heads, the monkey bit their arms, the dog chewed their legs, and Momotaro cut them down with his sword.
Cut their heads off.
Hello.
Mr. Waltz.
The monsters were so frightened they gave up, fell to their knees. They made a promise to Momotaro. "We'll never steal again. We'll never again harm your people." So Onis are never going to steal again.
But if they do, they're gonna come back to fight them.
Yes.
Try to kill them.
Then they gave Momotaro all their stolen treasure. Momotaro and his friends loaded the treasure in a cart. They carried it back to the old couple's house.
Oh, now they're gonna be rich.
Now they're going to be rich.
Or they can give it back.
Or they can give it back.
They could fire it cannon.
The old couple was overjoyed to see their son. "The Oni monsters will do no more harm," said Momotaro. "And this treasure is all for you." "It's far more than we need," said the old woman. "We will share it with all of our friends," said the old woman. So what are they doing with their riches, their treasure?
To the monsters.
They're sharing it, right?
Everybody.
Because they didn't need it. Who are they excited to see? Their son.
That he came back alive.
He came back. The old couple and Momotaro lived together happily. They were never lonely, not with the dog and the monkey and the hawk to keep them company.
I like the hawk. And 2 chickens.
It looks like the hawk's about to grab the monkeys.
So if this is a folk tale, what do you think the author wanted you to realize or learn? Right? Some of you got it already.
That you can't steal.
That you can't steal. Good lesson.
Even though if you have lots of money, don't just keep it to yourself. You should share something.
Right? If you have more than you need, then it's great to share. I bet you guys are good sharers.
You have? Okay, so this one is called Dear Mrs. LaRue, Letters from Obedience School. Look at that. What's silly about that cover?
That's a dog.
What's the dog doing, Chris?
Why?
Writing a letter, silly. But that's what Ike does. He's a pretty smart dog, I guess. Okay. Okay, you ready to read, Emmie? Are you ready to read?
hyper.
I'm going to read now. The Snort City Register Gazette. Local dog enters obedience school. This is from September 30th. Ike LaRue. Ike LaRue. Are you read? I'm going to read. It's almost your turn. Citing a long list of behavioral problems, Snort City resident Gertrude R. LaRue yesterday enrolled her dog Ike in the Eiger Rottweiler Canine Academy. Established in 1953, the academy has a history of dealing with such issues. I'm at my wit's end, said Mrs. LaRue. I love Ike, but I'm afraid he's quite spoiled. He steals food right off the kitchen counter, chases the neighbor's cats, howls whenever I'm away, and last week while I was crossing the street, he pulled me down and tore my best camel's hair coat. I just don't know what else to do. School officials were unavailable for comment. And there is Ike and the newspaper. This is the picture of the Eiger Rottweiler Canine Academy. And this says, warning, prisoners on board. And look at Ike. Are you ready, Emmie? Your turn. October 1st. Dear Mrs. LaRue, how could you do this to me? This is a prison. It's not a school. You should see the other dogs. They are bad dogs. Ruff, ruff, ruff. I do not fit in. Even the journey here was a horror. I am very unhappy and may need to have something to chew on when I get home. Please come right away. Sincerely, Ike. Ike's not very happy there. And here's Ike. Now, if you notice, look at the two sides to the pictures. What do you see? What's
Taking a piece of pie.
why are there two different sides of the pictures? Mike?
One is he's eating a piece of pie, and the other one he's typing.
But what's the difference between the two? There's a big difference between the two pictures. Does anybody know? Dakota, do you know? Dakota, do you know why there's two different parts? One's black and white and one's color. What do you think the black and white means, Chris? What do you think black and white means?
Is this
Maybe. Do you know, Devin?
It's in the older. Is it the older piece?
This is the thoughts that Ike is having, and this is what's really happening. So every picture, look and see what the difference is, okay? All right, here we go. Dear Mrs. LaRue, were you really so upset about the chicken pie? You know you might have discussed it with me. You could have said, Ike, don't eat the chicken pie. I'm saving it for dinner. Would that have been so difficult? It would have prevented a lot of hard feelings. Needless to say, I am being horribly mistreated. You say I should be patient and accept that I'll be here through the term? Are you aware that the term lasts 2 months? Do you know how long that is in dog years? Sincerely, Ike. Dear Mrs. LaRue, I'd like to clear up some misconceptions about Hibbins cats. First, they are hardly the little angels Mrs. Hibbins makes them out to be. Second, how should I know what they were doing out in the fire escape in the middle of January? They were being a bit melodramatic, don't you think? The way they cried and refused to come down? It's hard to believe they were really sick for 3 whole days, but you know cats. Your dog, Ike. Woof. Now we're already up to October 4th. Dear Mrs. LaRue, you should see what goes on around here. The way warden, Miss Klondike, marks orders, and is shocking. Day after day, I'm forced to perform the most meaningless task. Today it was sit and roll over all day long. I flatly refused to roll over. It's ridiculous. I won't do it. Of course I was severely punished. And another thing, who will help you cross the street while I'm away? You know you have a bad habit of not looking both ways. Think of all the times I've saved you. Well, there was that one time. Anyway, I must say you weren't very grateful, complaining on and on about the tiny rip in your ratty old coat. But the point is, you need me. Yours, Ike. Dear Mrs. LaRue, the guards here are all caught up on this good dog, bad dog thing. I hear it constantly. Good dog, Ike. Don't be a bad dog, Ike. Is it really so good to sit still like a lummox all day? Nevertheless, I refuse to be broken. Miss Klondike has taken my typewriter. She claims it disturbs the other dogs. Does anybody care that the other dogs disturb me? Yours, Ike. Ruff, ruff. These are the rules. No howling, biting, scratching, growling, slobbering, or barking, and no seconds. And he's got a book that says 50 Great Escapes. Dear Mrs. LaRue, were the neighbors really complaining about my howling? It is hard to imagine. First, I didn't howl that much. You were away those nights, so you wouldn't know. But trust me, it was quite moderate. Second, let's recall that there were the same neighbors who are constantly waking me up in the middle of the afternoon with their loud vacuuming. I say we all have to learn to get along. Ruff, ruff. My life here continues to be a nightmare. You wouldn't believe what goes on in the cafeteria. Sincerely, Ike. P.S. I don't want to alarm you, but the thought of escape has crossed my mind. October 1st. Dear Mrs. LaRue, I hate to tell you this, but I am terribly ill. It started in my paw, causing me to limp all day. Later, I felt queasy so that I could barely eat dinner, except, of course, the yummy gravy. Then I began to moan and howl. Finally, I had to be taken to the vet. Dr. Wilfrey claims that he can't find anything wrong with me, but I am certain I have an awful disease. I must come home at once. Honestly, yours, Ike. October 8th. Dear Mrs. LaRue, thank you for the lovely get well card. Still, I'm surprised that you don't come get me. I know what Dr. Wilfrey says, but it is really wise to take risks with one's health. I could have a relapse, you know. Woof, woof. With fall here, I think about all the fine times we used to have in the park. Remember how sometimes you would bring along a tennis ball? You would throw it, and I would retrieve it every time, except for once when it landed in something nasty, and I brought you back a stick instead. Oh, I miss those days. Yours truly, Ike. P.S. Imagine how awful it is for me to be stuck inside my tiny cell. I still feel pretty sick. Dear Mrs. LaRue, by the time you read this, I will be gone. Woof, woof. I have decided to attempt a daring escape. Woof. I'm sorry it has come to this, since I am really a very good dog, but frankly, you left me no choice. How sad it is not to be appreciated. From now on, I'll wander from town to town without a home, or even any dog food, most likely. Since such is the life of a desperate outlaw, I will try to write to you from time to time as I carry on with my life of hardship and danger. Your lonely fugitive, Ike. The Snort City Register Gazette, October 10th. LaRue escapes doggy detention. Former Snort City resident Ike LaRue escaped last night from the dormitory at the Eiger Rottweiler Canine Academy. The dog is described as toothy, by local police. His current whereabouts are unknown. To be honest, I thought he was bluffing when he told me he was planning to escape, said a visibly upset Gertrude R. LaRue, the dog's owner. Ike tends to be a bit melodramatic, you know. Now I can only pray that he'll come back. Asked if she would return Ike to Rottweiler Academy, Mrs. LaRue said that she would have to wait and see. He's a good dog, basically, but he can be difficult. And there's a wanted poster out for Ike. October 11th, somewhere in America. Dear Mrs. LaRue, woof woof, I continue to suffer terribly as I roam this barren wasteland. Who knows where my wanderings will take me now? Hopefully to some place with yummy food. Remember the special treats you used to make for me. I miss them. I miss our nice, comfy apartment. But mostly I miss you, your sad dog, Ike. P.S. I even miss the Hibbins cat in a way. Snort City or Bust. October 12th, still somewhere. Dear Mrs. LaRue, woof woof, the world is a hard and cruel place for a stray dog. You would scarcely believe the misery I've endured. So I've decided to return home. You may try to lock me up again, but that is a risk I must take. And frankly, even more than myself, I worry about you. You may not know it, Mrs. LaRue, but you need a dog. Woof woof. Your misunderstood friend, Ike. The Snort City Register-Gazette, October 13th. Hero dog saves owner. Ike LaRue, until recently a student at the Eiger Rottweiler Canine Academy, returned to Snort City yesterday in a dramatic fashion. In fact, he arrived just in time to rescue his owner, Gertrude R. LaRue of 2nd Avenue, from an oncoming truck. Mrs. LaRue had made the trip downtown to purchase a new camel's hair coat. Apparently, she neglected to look both ways before stepping out into traffic. The daring rescue was witnessed by several onlookers, including Patrolman Newton Smitzer. He rolled right across 2 lanes of traffic to get to her, said Smitzer. It was really something. I haven't seen rolling like that since I left the police academy. Mrs. LaRue was unhurt in the incident, though her coat was badly torn. I don't care about that, she said. I'm just happy to have my Ike back home where he belongs. LaRue said she plans to throw a big party for the dog. All the neighbors will be there, and I'm going to serve Ike's favorite dishes. I'll bet he can't wait to taste the chicken pie. Welcome home.
Well, look, Emmie's tail's back and she loved it.
Emmie, you did a very good job reading. So this, I believe there are other Mrs. LaRue books, and if you're interested, you can get it. Mark Teague is the author and illustrator, so he writes the story and draws the pictures. He's quite a good illustrator, isn't he? I hope everybody enjoyed Emmie's version of Ike.